field, number 8, Benji Bruce. Shortstop, number 22, Patty Kelly. And in center, number 88, Teddy Heller. On the mound today for the Aces is number 54, Caleb Taves. And the rest of the Andover Aces players, managers. And now for our Bucks. Now for our Bucks. Leading off today. Left fielder, number 25, Will Check. Third baseman, number 18, Nate Tillman. Center field, number 30, Jackson Hoggy. Designated in for the Bucks is number 37, Logan Piero. Pitching today, number 4, Austin Lang. Second baseman, number 15, Hunter Smith. And at first base, number 7, J.D. Wells. Right field, number 14, Taylor Nelson. And catching today for our Bucks is number 12, Garrett Hoffman. And also a shortstop is number 10, Fred Buchner. Now please rise if you are able, and the rest of the Bucks and Bucks players and managers. Now, if you are able to stand, please do, and remove your hats for National Anthem. Also, we're going to bring out our Legion Post 102 cutters for our National Anthem. Please remain standing until Legion flags have left the field. Thank you. Letters 102 plus 102 Legion. They're coming out today with their flags. Our umpire today's game is Dave Gilbert and Dennis Dahl. Here's our special guest.
Play ball.
What's going on, everybody, and welcome to Castle Field in Anoka, Minnesota, where we have the featured event of this Town Ball Tour Fox 9 celebration in the community of Anoka. It is the Town Ball matchup between the Andover Aces and the Anoka Bucks. Looks like they're getting ready to get going here a touch early, so coming on the air, and we're going to bring all this action to you. Thanks for joining us. However you may be doing so, Fox 9 app, Fox 9 YouTube channel, Game Time. My name is Anthony Winker. Happy to be here with you, and we got a packed house in Anoka for this matchup tonight. And it should be a lot of fun. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous day. A little hot maybe for some, but I mean, a lot of the people at least watching this game are in the shade underneath the canopy of the stadium, so they're all right. But now the players out on the field are going to be the ones that are going to have to deal with the conditions this evening. We got 82 degrees out there with the sun, and the feels like temperature a little bit warmer than that at 87 degrees.
Logan Myers.
So it'll be the Aces that will be batting first, and stepping in is Tyler Myers, and the first pitch to Myers is taken for strike one as we are officially underway. The 0-1 pitch on the ground, too short, where Check is there and throws him out for, or make that Hobner, that is, at short, for out number one.
Second baseman, number 17.
Here is the batting order today for the Andover Aces, coached by Kyle Hoppy. Myers just batted. Now it's Lunau, then Abbas, Plohaj, Waddell, Brick, Bruce Kelly, and Heller. First pitch. The swing and a miss from Lunau. And now the 0-1 cued to second, and a throw is made for out number two. So two quick outs for the Bucks. A 6-3 put out, and now a 4-3 put out.
First baseman, number 25, Sam Abbas.
Strike one taken by Abbas. And the first ball of the evening. So if you're just joining us here, a little bit of an early start. Game scheduled to start at 7:30, but They got started around 7:20. Here's a fly ball center field, pretty deep, going back, and the running catch is made by Hauge, and the inning is over. We'll come back, and the bottom of the first will be the first ups for the home team, the Bucks, when we come back.
Still selling throw or no balls at the third base dugout. Sarah's raising her hands over there with the green tennis balls. 1 ball for $2, 3 for $5. Winner will get half of the proceeds. Cash only, please. They'll be meeting in the first base dugout at the end of the second inning of this town ball game. Good luck.
Welcome back inside Castle Field in Anoka. We got a 0-0 game just getting underway from Castle Field. The first ups for the home team, the Anoka Bucks. And here is the Bucks batting order today. It'll be Zach to lead things off, then Tillman, Hauge, Piero, Lang, Smith, Wells, Nelson, and Hoffman. The 9 in the batting order today for Anoka. And here are the Bucks. Make that the Aces that is in the field tonight. It'll be Plohosh out in left. Heller is in center. Bruce in right. Waddell at third. Kelly's at short. Lunau second. Abbas at first. The battery Tays and Myers this afternoon for Andover. So here we go. The right-hander Tays steps in against Zek, and the first pitch is just inside for ball 1. Popped up onto the infield, and an easy catch for out number 1 by Waddell.
Back on the bat for our Bucks. Third baseman, number 18, Nate Tillman.
So now it'll be Tillman who will be batting here. And the first pitch called strike 1. Popped up, and this will go into the area vacant behind the dugouts. That's the Bucks in the shade over there on the first base side of things. Tays, by the way, making his 4th appearance, just his 2nd start of the season, has a record of 0-1 into this contest. And a little bit high, drawing some oohs and ahs from a pretty capacity crowd. Got the stands full. We got people lined up out and down the first base and third base side in lawn chairs, even out in the outfield. Packed house at Castle Field to take this game in on 1 and 2. And the curveball from the heavens, not quite. Dropping all the way back down into the zone. Tays has 4 strikeouts on the season, looking for a number 5 here. And didn't miss that by much. Good take by Tillman. Been one of the regulars in this lineup for the Bucks. And carrying a nice .324 batting average into this contest. 3-2 pitch, center field. But an easy play, looking up into the sunshine for Heller. He'll squeeze for out number 2. A couple of fly ball outs here for Tays.
Center fielder, number 30, Jackson Hoggy.
And now Jackson Hauge. And Hauge, who doesn't have any accumulated stats on the website at least, so perhaps his first game with the Bucks. There's the curveball, doesn't quite make it back into the zone. One 1-0, and that ball is fouled back. Hauge played in the Northwoods League last year and goes to school at Kansas University, making their way to the NCAA tournament with the Jayhawks last year. One and one from Tays, and now 2-1. Hauge, look out over there. See that big crowd left side of your screen down the third base side. Got to be paying attention today, especially with a big bat such as Hauge. Two and two to the Jayhawk. Change up and didn't quite get him to bite. Half swing, not quite there. So the count has been run full. So a couple of good at-bats this inning by the Bucks. Looking to finish it off. Get that first base runner of the contest for either side here. Payoff pitch is on the way, and that's low for ball 4. So now Hauge is aboard with a 2-out walk.
Yellow.
This will bring Piero up to the plate for the Bucks. And Hauge leads off first base. Swing and a miss from Piero. Big number 37. Standing in that right-handed batter's box. Slide step delivery and a soft liner towards second, and Luna will take the easy way, and the side is retired. So the 2-out walk does not amount to anything, and we're scoreless through 1 here in the Fox 9 Town Ball Tour. Back in just a bit here for the top of the second.
Closing out sales for Throw for Dough. And we'll be getting ready real soon. Head on down there really quick if you'd like the chance for Throw for Dough. We'll be lining up on the first base dugout here real soon. Bucks with the sails again for throw for dough on the third base dugout side. We'll see Sarah. 1 ball for $2 and 3 balls for $5. Half the proceeds will go to the winner.
Welcome back here inside at Castle Field. We're getting set to go for the top of inning number 2. Something that we didn't get to last inning, I believe. We didn't get to the fielders for the Bucks, so here they are. It's Zek out in left, Haugies in center, Nelson is in right, Tillman, Hobner, Smith, Wells, the infield from left to right, Lang, Hoffman, the battery this evening for the home team, the Anoka Bucks. And a good, clean first inning of work for Lang, and he misses on his first pitch here in the second. A lot of strikes to begin the game, but now he falls behind 2 balls and no strikes to the leadoff batter this inning. Clojas aggressively swinging, perhaps at ball 3. It's a foul ball down the third base side. Plojas, then Waddell and Brick. The 3 due up 4, 5, 6. Middle third of the order for the Andover Aces. And he grounds this one to short. Moving to his left is Hobner, and the throw is going to be not in time. So good hustle by Plojas. And he is aboard with a leadoff infield single. The Aces enter this game a pretty solid 9-4-1 overall record on the year. And 2-1-1 in league play, and you don't see ties too often in baseball, but the reason why is because they played a game that got called after 7 innings, and the score was tied after that, and they could not continue, and that was that. Slide step delivery ripped back up the middle, but shaded over to make the play for 1 and 2. That's a double play. Great positioning by Hobner, who starts the 6-4-3. And the leadoff single is erased, and there's 2 down in the inning.
Designated hitter, number 18, Tyler Brick.
So now it'll be Brick that will bat against Lang, the lefty, and he did go around for strike 1. Down the left field line, and that's a fair ball. And that's going to roll all the way to the wall. Rounding first and on his way to second is Brick. And the throw finally coming in from the infield, or from the outfield, I should say. So that really is too bad now. You go back to that 6-4-3 double play. And instead of a kind of a threat mounting, it's a little bit less threatening now. Still a touch threatening. Got the runner on second, but there is 2 down in the inning. And the second hit of the game for the Aces, second hit this inning. The batter now is Bruce. And that's Benji Bruce out playing right field today for the Aces. And he fouls that one back. The count is 1-1, so got that right on our scoreboard for you now. Good stop on the backstop by Hoffman. Keep that one in front and keep Brick at second. Well, now the count is 2 balls and 1 strike to Bruce. Bruce batting .280 on the season. And he robs to one to right field. That's going to get down for a base hit. Brick is grounding third. He is going to score. And the Aces break the ice in the top of the second. 1-0 on the RBI single by Benji Bruce.
Batting for the Aces, number 22, Patty Kelly.
Batter now is going to be Patty Kelly with the runner on first. Down, 0-1. A slide step. See how any Aces are going to be brave enough to take off on the bases today with the lefty starter on the mound, especially one that is a quick delivery like Lang does. Way late on that one, headed towards his own dugout. Down 0-2. Justin Lang making his second start of the season. Pretty solid numbers on the year for Lang. But he just missed there. 2-2 now. Runner on first base is Bruce. Another base hit out into right field. Station to station go the Aces just this time. But now that's 3 straight hits.
Center fielder, number 88, Teddy Heller.
And that makes 4 in the inning. So now the 9 batter is Heller. And Teddy Heller taking up high. So after being a model of efficiency and dealing with the top of the order in under 10 pitches in the first, the bottom 6 batters have given Lang some trouble. And now he can't find the zone. 2 balls and no strikes. And here comes Hoffman. And they'll take a visit out on the mound here. Already 2 across, or 1 across that is in the inning for Andover. And if not for a 6-4-3 of double play off the bat of Waddell, it could maybe even be worse. There's a base open, but this is the 9 batter. You don't necessarily want to be issuing free passes to him. 2-0, swing and a miss. You can kind of tell that fastball, it's got a little bit of run on it. Out away from the right-handed batters, out of the lefty's hand. Goes to it again and gets another foul ball. So after the mound visit, coming back with 2 good pitches to get back into this at-bat. Now Deuce is wild out there, 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 down in the inning, trying to limit the damage to just 1. Changeup misses low. Bit of a common theme with that changeup this inning. He's had a couple of batters, full counts, that goes to the changeup, but has missed twice. Runners off, fly ball high into the air. Hauge charging in, and he's got it to end the inning, but not before. Andover strikes first. They got 4 hits in the inning, including 3 in a row. And Bruce's RBI single as the visitors on top 1-0. We'll be back for the bottom of the second after a short break.
See where they're at yet. That'll be the end of this inning. They'll be doing the throw for dough, but start to get ready, everybody. They are lining up at the first base dugout side for throw for dough. Now batting.
Welcome back inside Castle Field in Anoka. Andover on top 1-0. Getting set for the bottom of the second. Andover, they scored 1 in the top half of this inning, and now Anoka will try to respond. And here's Lang, the pitcher, who will try to help himself out. The first pitch was a strike. That one was a ball. So the count is 1-1. From Hayes, here it comes, and that one is in there as well. So now Lang, as the bat hasn't left his shoulder yet, is going to have to swing at anything close now. One and two pitch, and a good eye, taking that one outside. It'll be Lang, Smith, and then Wells batting this inning for Anoka. 2-2 pitch, and that's softly flared to the right side, and Abbas is there to squeeze it for out number 1.
Buck second baseman, number 15, Hunter Smith.
So now it'll be Hunter Smith. And the lefty will stand in against the right-hander Tays. First pitch delivered in there for a strike to Smith. His fastball too. Kind of can see that little bit of arm side run away from the lefties and then into the hands of the right-hander's bat. Probably where that's the more effective pitch to that side of the plate. Bucks are in action for the first time since June 22nd. So it's a lot of time off for Anoka. Big pop-up. And lands on the roof. Probably hear that one.
Welcome to Castle Field.
Two balls, two strikes to Smith. Back to the pitcher, and Tays. Little underhand flip. 2 down.
man for the Bucks. First baseman, number 7, J.D. Wells.
Wells stands in now. Softly off the end of the bat, but it's going to get foul. Didn't mean to, but it almost worked out for him. Oh, 1 pitch on the ground, too short. Going to be a tough play. Sidearm sling is in time. And a nice play by Kelly. Retires Wells, and that'll do it for the Bucks in the second. Back for the third when we come back.
All right, everybody. Anybody with balls for throw for dough. Get on down to the first base dugout. Line is entering on the field right now. Good luck. Plenty of entries for throw, forward, dough. Half the proceeds will go to the winner. Once again, good luck to everybody participating. Okay, I will give the go when everybody's on the field here. Hurry up, wait for a few more. They're running. Okay, I will be giving the go. Who's all ready? Everybody ready? On 3. 1, 2, 3, go! Oh, that's a close one. Here they come. Somebody put it right in there. Couple last ones. It's throw for dough, not bowl for dough. And they're measuring it up now. Good luck to everybody once again. Thanks for participating in throw for dough. Thanks everybody for participating again and throw for dough. Going into our third inning. Score right now, Andover Aces 1, Anoka Bucks 0.
Back here inside at Castle Field. All the commotion out there, the Throw for Dough Challenge. Try to get the ball in the bucket or closest to the bucket for a prize. So that was the reason for a little bit of the extended delay. Now the top of the third inning is coming up with the Andover Aces back to the plate, coming after scoring their first run of the game, the only run of the game, and the top half of the second. And in just a correction, so the Bucks, they did face off against Elk River on Monday this week. So coming off of a loss. This is the first time now that they have lost back-to-back games.
All right, we got the
all season long. Prior to the game on Monday, they had been 5-0 when coming off of a loss. So that is certainly something to watch out for. They've done a really good job at avoiding losing streaks this year.
Catcher,
but
13.
Now they're on one, and they're going to have to work hard if they're going to want to take down this Andover team that is third place in the Metro Mini Conference. There's a fly ball right side on the first pitch of the inning in foul territory. The catch is made for out number 1 by Abbas.
Not batting. Second baseman number 17, Tyler Luna.
So the top of the order that was due up for Andover, and that's the part of the order that Lang had little issue with before. An efficient 1-2-3 inning. This is Lou now, who bounced out to second his first time up. And I believe he went around that time. And he did. 2 balls and 1 strike. Fouled that one off his foot in the box. That's gotta hurt. Well, part of the time off from the Bucks also having to do with some of the weather that the state of Minnesota has seen lately. A couple of games got rained out from last week as well, so I think everybody kind of knows where they were and some of those storms that hit the Minnesota metro area in the last week or so. Unfortunately, baseball is a sport where the weather kind of has a factor, has an impact about whether or not games get played or not. So after getting 2 strikes, Lang loses Lou now. So that's ball 4 and a walk.
25, Sam Abbas.
First walk of the game issued by Lang. Most of the damage in that second inning came via just getting hit around the yard, which you can live with usually as a pitcher. You don't want free passes. Abbas is the batter now. Pickoff attempt, not quite there. Back ahead of batter is Lang. This is a good one, and Abbas. Count is 1 and 2. Another throw over. That was close play. Another 1 and 2 coming up. Man, that misses badly, and Sackett's going to get to the backstop. So Lunau will take second base. Puts another runner in scoring position for the Aces. And Abbas. As good of a bet as any of them to drive a guy in. There's 7 RBIs on the season, 3rd on the team. He's going to have to battle here. Now with a full count, be protecting. He's had a good at-bat so far, though, seeing a lot of pitches. And in fact, he'll earn that walk.
Outfielder, number 7, Sam Pujols.
So back-to-back walks. That'll kind of mitigate the damage of the wild pitch, but only so many of these you can afford. And now with 1 down in the inning, here's Plojaj. The corners come in, wary for the bunt. And Plojaj has been a long-time member of the Aces and owns just about every single offensive career mark. Entering this season, 234 games is a team record, 278 hits, a team record, 65 doubles, 16 triples, 12 home runs, 71 walks, 160 RBIs. All those numbers, the most ever for one person in an Aces career. And that's the batter that Lang has to deal with here, but he is ahead, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Corners are still in for Anoka. Runners on the move. And he was going to make it easily. But luckily for Anoka, that ball was foul. It's Lunau at second. Abbas is at first, both reaching via walk. Now the shadows are starting to creep over home plate, so pretty soon that's going to become a major factor for these hitters to deal with. Not quite yet, though, for this at-bat. Plojaj is ready for the 1-2 from Lang. And he pulled it again, and it goes to the backstop again. It's another wild pitch, and both runners will take 90 feet. Lang is now really in a jam. Working from the windup now and missing low, so first base is open. And Plojaj did single his first time up. And Lang working quickly, delivers and gets that big strikeout. Strike 3 swinging to get out number 2.
Third baseman, number 2, Carson Waddell.
Now it'll be Waddell. Rips one out into center field for a base hit, and that's going to score 2, I believe. Here comes the throw to the plate. It was closer than I thought, but getting in there safely will be Abbas, and it's 3-0 Andover.
Designated hitter, number 18, Tyler Brick.
So that's a good way to make up for grounding out into a pretty killer double play last inning. If you're Waddell, you just take one and you hit it hard, but this time he gets it up over the infield and drives in a pair. So now 1 run in the second, 2 here so far in the third for the Aces. Big swing and a miss from Brick. He delivered a big hit last inning, a double to the wall, and he came around to score that run for Anoka, or rather Andover. And he goes digging away at that pitch in the dirt. So now he's behind 0-2. Strike him out on 3 pitches. That's a good bounce back for Lang, but more damage has been done. 3-0 lead for the Andover Aces on a double RBI single by Waddell. 3-0 at the end of 2.5 from Castle Field in Anoka. Welcome back here inside Castle Field in Anoka. We got a 3-0 lead for the visiting Andover Aces.
Now batting.
The Bucks still searching
Number 14.
for their first hit.
Nelson.
Still not quite one time through the order yet, though. It'll be 8, 9, and then top of the order, Nelson, Hoffman, and Zach. Tays is still out there working, and a swing and a miss at a pitch in the dirt. Taylor Nelson this season hitting 200 on the year. He's got 4 RBIs on the season, 2 walks against 5 strikeouts. One pitch, San, another swing and a miss. It's now 1-2. If I'm Tays going right back to that changeup in the dirt. We'll see if he can lay off of it. See what the plan is, though, from Tays himself. The 1-2 pitch on the way. It was the changeup in the dirt, but he started it a little too far inside, so. Count is now 2-2. And that misses outside. So the count is full now. 3 balls and 2 strikes. June 22nd for the Bucks, as here comes the delivery, and it is that changeup, and it is strike 3. This is the first strikeout of the evening for
number 12.
Caleb Tays.
Garrett Hoffman.
That 3-game swing for Anoka on June 22nd was that big Hinckley tournament that everybody, one of 2, I believe, that they host. And it was a pretty good weekend for Anoka. They went 2-1 in those games. 3-0 victory over the North St. Paul Snowmen, a 6-0 victory over the Burnsville Bobcats. So run prevention was really good there. And then after that, they ended up falling by a score of 3-2 to the Sauk Rapids Cyclones. And that's the last game with a recorded result on the schedule for the Bucks. They did have a game on Monday. Unofficially a 6-5 defeat. Another painted pitch by Tays there. Brings the count to 1-2. On the 9 batter, Hoffman. Here it comes, and that's behind him. Did that not hit him? I suppose not. Two balls and 2 strikes to Garrett Hoffman. These two teams, by the way, they did match up once already earlier this season. That was a 7-4 victory by the Andover Aces. That came right on this field. Good eye there. And this was back on June 18th. So a little over 2 weeks ago. Count is full, and we'll do it again. Good at bat here by Hoffman and try to turn this to the top with some runners on base. Another 3-2 pitch coming up. And that's strike 3 called on a pitch that looked like it might have been off the corner. The Aces and Tays will take it though. Second strikeout of the inning, and that'll bring things back to the top of the order.
Now batting number 25, Will Check.
And it'll be Check. And Check flew out his first time up, didn't leave the infield. Here he hits it sharply on one hop, fielded by Kelly, and the ball gets away. And Check will be safe. So that'll be an error charge to the shortstop, Kelly.
Number 18, Nate Tillman.
Now here's Tillman, and we'll see if that gives some life to the Bucks. And he rips it out to left field, and a diving attempt, and it won't get there from Plojas. Running all the way around from first, and gonna score is Check. So the air looms large, and the Bucks are on the board. And the first hit of the game comes at a big time from Tillman. Brings Check home all the way from first base.
Excellent. Hot.
Well, Tillman certainly hit that hard, but the outfield playing so deep back there in Plojas, he almost got to it. Now look out, Jackson Hauge, as that ball came up near his head. Always got to make sure, though, when that happens, that you're getting that bat down, because I've seen that happen plenty, where you duck, but the bat stays up. Sometimes that ball even gets in fair territory, and then you're cooked. And the changeup. Boy, that thing's got so much downward movement. It's a good eye from Hauge, who walked his first time up. And it's trending that way here. 2-0. Good hitters count for Hauge. And now it's 3-0. Oh, they called that a strike. Two and one. Hauge with a big cut at that one. Brought him to a knee and he fouled it back. Big run scoring opportunity for Hauge here. Two and two, and Hauge lofts it to the right side of the infield. And Lunau squeezes it, and the inning is over. But the Bucks, they're on the board, taking advantage of an error from Kelly and an RBI double from Tillman. And the Bucks are within 2 through 3.
Come back tomorrow night. Anoka alumni for the Legion will be playing starting at 5:30 p.m. Anoka fireworks right on top of the hill up there, the lacrosse fields, will be going off around 10 p.m. It's a beautiful night for fireworks and community all coming together. Any other items? There'll be food trucks, music, a lot of other things going on tomorrow evening. Come early, stay to the end, enjoy the evening with the rest of the community. Have a beautiful 4th of July. On the 3rd of July.
Welcome back inside Castle Field. Bottom third of the order is coming up.
Benji, Bruce.
For Andover, but don't be fooled, as they're the ones that have kind of produced a lot of the damage. Benji Bruce, first batter up. And Bruce drove in the first run of the game for the Aces. An RBI single back in the second. Two balls and no strikes. And 2-1. For Bruce, that was just his second RBI of the season. He's doing a good job staying alive here. Takes pretty good at bats. Walk to strikeout ratio is 1-to-1, also known as 5-5 on his season. Was hitting 280 entering this contest, and that number surely has gone up after his RBI single. Will face his 6th pitch from Lang, who's still out there. And strike 3 is called. 1 down.
Center fielder. Shortstop, number 22, Patty Kelly.
Be strikeout number 3 on the game for Lang. And now the 8th batter is Kelly. And he will bat and take in the dirt. Hit hard out to right field and pretty deep. That's going to land, and that's going to get all the way near the wall. Rounding second, on his way to third is Kelly, and he'll get in there head first with a 1-out triple. And boy, he did not miss that ball, and he put it right out in the right center field gap.
Center fielder, number 88, Teddy Heller.
So he's 2 for 2 today with a single and a triple, and now this will bring up Teddy Heller. And the infield does come in for the Bucks. And surely you would not want to be giving up another run. If you're Anoka, you worked so hard to get that run in the bottom of the third. To come right back out and give up another one would be a little demoralizing, you would think, for sure. Swing and a miss. And that is a strikeout. There was 2 strikes on the batter that time. So there's 2 down now.
Top of the order for the Aces. Catcher, number 13, Logan Myers.
So the top of the order is coming up. But the Bucks can play at normal depth on the infield. 1-0 pitch, and now it's 2-0. So that runner on third off the triple. Now it's 3-0. Couple bases open to work with for Lang. I mean, you don't really want to beat around the bush too much. Gets a strike over there. Make the count 3 balls and 1 strike now. And that one is in the dirt. A nice block by Hoffman. So that'll put runners on first and third.
17, Tyler Luna.
So runners on first and third now. And they're going to have a courtesy runner for the catcher. So we'll see if they're going to use that speed. Not on the first pitch, and a big swing and a miss from Lunau. Lunau walked and scored back in the third, and then grounded out second back in the first. Already his 3rd plate appearance of the game, and we're just in the 4th inning. They're going to throw over. The 0-1 delivery. There goes the runner, and there will be
Pitch runner,
no throw.
number 6, Jackson Knudsen.
So that'll be a stolen base for the courtesy. Knudsen. Now there's 2 strikes on Lunau. Count is 1 and 2. Lang's delivery, and we'll do it again. Lunau's putting together a good season. .314 batting average this year, entering play today. Another 1-2 from Lang. He struck him out. And that's a big strikeout and a big 0 to put up on the board for the Bucks. It's still 3-1, and they're coming to bat in the bottom of the 4th when we come back. Back here inside Castle Field. And the Fox 9 Town Ball Tour has made its way to Anoka and the Metro Mini League. And just in case you're curious, here's what the standings look like in the Metro Mini League. The Champlain Park Lowgators, one of the top teams in the Class A division, sit at the top of the conference, and there's Andover in 3rd and Anoka all the way down in 6th. So those are the standings in the Metro Mini Conference. This conference will send 3 teams to the state tournament that will be held in August.
Designated hitter, 37, Logan Piero.
And the Town Ball State Tournament, always a lot of fun. This will be the first time, I believe, that this conference will participate in the highest class, the Class A division. Been members of the Class B tournament for most of the last little while. Logan Piero is batting, and he is behind 0-2, or make that 1-2. For the Bucks, and he takes that changeup low. The Metro Mini Conference will hope to have a little bit better luck in the state tournament this year than they did last year. They had 4 teams get in last year. It's Piero in on the hand, stays alive. They had 3 teams get in last year, 4 teams I should say get in last year. Centennial, they lost in round 1. The Aces also made the field, but they also lost in round 1. St. Michael, a team that folded after the season last year, but they made the state tournament. They also lost in round 1. And then the Champlain Park Lowgators, they made the tournament and won 3 games, making it to the semifinals before they lost. So hoping to maybe a few more wins in the tournament for the Metro Mini Conference. Full count now to Piero. Good job by him to work this way back into the at-bat, but he strikes out swinging. Good pitch from Tays for out number 1.
Bucks pitcher, number 4, Austin Lane.
And now the pitcher, Lang, will bat for the second time. Lang with a ground ball to short. Another chance here for Kelly, and this time he makes the play for out number 2.
Second baseman, number 15.
And by the way,
Smith.
this conference will represent Section 3 in the state tournament. So if you're looking at the bracket ever and curious which section are these teams in, the answer is Section 3. The first pitch called strike 1 against Smith. And Smith bounced right back out to Taze his first time up back in inning number 2. And strike 2. And Taze has done a good job today. The only run that he's allowed unearned back in inning number 3. So the last time that the Bucks came up. Bucks entering play, benching 6 and 5 on the really, really good rebounding after losses. But I mean, that kind of shows just the topsy-turvy parts of their season. There's another strikeout by Taze. And that one, he had him fishing. So good inning by Taze, picking up 2 strikeouts. And we're through 4 from Castle Field, and Andover in control. On top, 3-1.
Thanks for everyone coming out tonight. Don't forget, this is going on all summer. All the town ball games. The other teams in our division, along with the Anoka Bucks, are the Champlain Park Low Gators, Coon Rapids Redbirds, Andover Aces, Forest Lake Brewers, Centennial Cougars. From Duluth, the Twin Ports Timbers, and from Shoreview, the Stump Grinders. Go online and just put in Metro Mini to find all the teams and their schedules and a lot of other information about the players and records and everything else. MetroMini.com. Now batting for the Aces. First baseman, number 25, Sam Abbas.
Welcome back here inside.
Bucks is number 19, Dalton Hoffman.
Of Castle Field. We got a new pitcher on the mound going to work for Anoka. So Lang's day will come to a close after he batted for the second time. And now Dalton Hoffman will take over on the mound. Another lefty for the Bucks. Another one coming for the roof and made it over. Last one was really loud. Six hits on the day for Andover, just 1 for the Bucks. Scoreboard kind of reflects that. This is going to be a tough play. Rolling on the infield, bare hand throw. That's in time. What a fantastic play by Tillman.
There you go, Nate. Left fielder, number 7, Sam.
And that ball had to be barehanded. Otherwise, he was going to have no chance to get Abbas, who was running hard down the line. Plohaj bats now, 1 for 2 on the day with a single and a strikeout, and now a foul out. And now he's 1 for 3, and there's 2 down in the inning.
Third baseman, number 2, Carson Waddell.
Not much in the way of wind out there today, so those are relatively easy ones to track for the players. And that one watched all the way in by Hoffman. Foul ball. So a Hoffman battery, by the way, now, just in case you were curious. So that's Dalton Hoffman, number 19 for the Bucks on the mound. And behind the plate is number 12, Garrett Hoffman. So these guys were certainly familiar with this. Play catch in the yard a ton. They are related. This has to be fun playing, pitching and catching with your as brothers in front of all these people out here. And there certainly is a lot of them. This place packed to the brim for this game, part of the Fox 9 Town Ball Tour. A whole day of celebrations here at the stadium. A lot of baseball being played. And couldn't ask for much better weather either. Another full count delivery coming up. Hoffman trying to wiggle out of the inning. Here's the pitch, and he missed. So that is going to be ball 4, and a runner is on for the Aces.
Hitter, number 18, Tyler Rick.
So the Bucks still have yet to have a 1-2-3 inning since the first inning. Every single inning after that, there's been at least 5 batters that have come to the plate. This is the 4th of the inning for the Aces. A huge cut by Brick. And he comes up empty on the first pitch he sees from Hoffman. Count is 0-1, and Brick, he doubled back in the second. And he lines this one, caught at second base by Smith. And that'll do it for the top half of the 5th. 3-1, Andover still leads. Bucks coming back to the plate, trying to cut more into this lead when we come back.
Supporters we have for Castlefield Association. Jimmy John's, Lennox, just to name a few. Killebrew Root Beer, one of my favorites. Head on down and get a Killebrew Root Beer right now in the concession stand. Many other items down there. Go check it out.
Kind of see some of the fun and the amount of crowd that we've got here at Castle Field. A lot of people here to take in this contest. Halfway home here, bottom of the 5th coming up, and the Bucks trying to further cut into this deficit that they face, 3-1. And it'll be the bottom third of the order that will be the first up to try to aid them in this task. Wells, Nelson, Hoffman. Wells grounded out to short his first time up. Taze is still out there hard at work, and the first pitch is ball one. One-0 pitch, swing and a miss. And there's a base hit out in the left field. That's a good start to the inning for Anoka. Their second hit of the ball game, a leadoff single.
Number 14, Taylor Nelson.
And now Taylor Nelson is the batter.
Pitch runner at first base, number 6, Jordan Saborova.
Andover, they played twice their last time out, and that was yesterday, so not a lot of time off for the Aces. Played to a 2-1 victory over Centennial, and then that 4-4 tie against Centennial as well. So 2 games against the Cougars. They got them once, tied the second time. And those games, of course, came right here. So they've been here for a little while, enjoying all that Anoka has to offer. Not the largest lead over there at first for Wells. Count is 1-1, and now it's 1-2 after that foul ball. There was a courtesy runner, by the way, or a pinch runner, I should say, for Wells. It's Jorda Sivavahong coming in. This ball is grounded down the third base line, and that is foul. Another 1-2 pitch coming up to Nelson. Slide step delivery and a massive pop-up out into left field. And the catch is made by Flohaj for out number 1. And Sivavahong will retreat back to first
Bucs
base.
catcher, number 12, Garrett Hoffman.
So now the 9-batter Hoffman will try to, at the very least, maybe move the runner over. He struck out looking his first time up back in the third.
Thanks for returning any foul balls to either dugout.
Oh, 0-1 to Hoffman, and now it's 0-2. the best numbers for Hoffman entering play today. 176 batting average, but pretty respectable 364 on base percentage. You could certainly, the Bucks that is, could certainly use an increase to that OBP number at least. He lofts one out right center field. That's a long run for Heller, and he slides, and he's not going to get there. And now everybody's on their horse running, and the ball is going to get over the head of the shortstop. And that's going to get to the third baseman, Waddell. And everybody takes 2 bases on the play. So a tough play out in center field from Heller. A good try was made, but he didn't quite get there. And that's going to be a double for Hoffman. So he does increase that on-base percentage number after all.
Pitch runner, number 27, Trevor Lane. Now batting, number 25, left fielder, Will Check.
And now here's the threat. A good job by the bottom part of the order to get this thing to the top with 2 in scoring position. And now it's Check with 2 in scoring position. The ball gets away. A wild pitch from Tays, and that'll score a run. So now Anoka is back within 1. That didn't quite go probably according to plan if you're the Aces. This one's on the ground to third. And was the tag made? No. So Waddell did everything right except make the throw across the diamond. So Jack will be safe. On the second error of the ball game from the Aces. So now some troubles brewing with runners on the corners. And still just 1 out in the inning, and the big bats are coming up for the Bucks. So mound visit here. Everybody in the infield coming out to conference. Probably do also want to figure out what are you going to do if Check decides to run, because that is certainly not out of the question here either. What's the first and third play? As well as how are you going to attack Tillman, who absolutely cranked the double his last time up. Check doesn't run on the first pitch. Count is 1-0 on Tillman. Delivers, and this is off the third baseman, Waddell, and that's going to get out into left field, and this game is tied. So that's the third error of the game.
Welcome back, Jackson Hockey.
And another costly one from Waddell. Tough inning for the third baseman of the Aces. And now here's Jackson Hauge. Hauge aggressively cuts off the first pitch and fouls it down the line. The runners on first and second now, and a tied game after the error from Waddell. The 0-1 to Hauge is too high. Hauge calls Ramsey, Minnesota home, but went to Anoka High School and played for Minnesota State Mankato before he ended up transferring to Kansas. And he was a pretty important player for the Jayhawks. Started 59 games and hit 294, 383, 601 slash. So that's really solid numbers. And here he hits one high in the air, left field and relatively deep, circling, retreating, and making the catch up against the fence was Plohaj. Well, it certainly looked like that one didn't have a chance at first. Plohaj kind of set up way within the grass, but then he kept just retreating and retreating and retreating, and eventually had to leap up against the wall to make the grab.
Designated hitter, number 37, Logan Piero.
Taking third on the play, by the way, was Czech. Aggressor or alertly on the bases. So now that'll bring Piero out to the plate. And that's a big out to get. If you're Andover, that is probably by far the most dangerous bat in this Bucks lineup. Now their runners are on the corners again with 2 outs, so maybe not anything first and third crazy going to happen here. Count is 1-1 now on Piero with a couple of 0 for 2 with a strikeout and grounded out into a fielder's choice back in the first. So been a really entertaining game so far. How much fight does Caleb Tays have in him? Trying to get out of a big jam and keep this game tied at the least. To third, another chance, going to take the short way, and was the foot on the base? Yes, so Waddell very nearly made his third error of the inning, but the throw was just good enough to end the inning. But the Bucks tie this game, and it's a brand new ball game at Castle Field as the sun starts to set. The action is heating up, and you don't want to miss anything more. We're through 5. Sixth inning coming up.
Feel a little cool down. Still have our food trucks out there. Don't forget to check them out. Mancetti's, now that's Waffles, Barbecue Bones Brothers, Phil's Light Ups, and Mini Donuts. I'd like to thank those food trucks for coming out again today. Come tomorrow again, there'll be plenty of food trucks for the Legion Alumni game. There'll be music, other events going on, and the fireworks ending the evening around 10 p.m. Now batting for the Aces, number 8, right fielder, Benji Bruce.
Back here at Castle Field, top of the 6th inning, and the Aces just got punched in the mouth in the bottom of the 5th and are going to look to respond. Ball 1 on the play, or on the pitch, that is. And now a breaking ball bends in for strike 1. Count is now 1 ball and 2 strikes. And it's a sword, but it works out for Bruce. 7, 8, 9 due up for the Andover Aces. Bruce, Kelly, and then Heller. On 1 and 2, that's too high. Now 2 and 2. Another breaking ball. That one misses pretty badly. Hoffman's battling hard, going to try to not lose the 7 batter here. On 3 and 2, the pitch is fouled back. And slight delay here as we wait. Benji Bruce. 1 for 2 on the day with a single and a strikeout. And in the midst of a good at-bat here, and he pops it up. And that'll be caught by the catcher for out number 1.
Now catching is number 2, Caden Black. Up to bat, shortstop number 22, Patty Kelly.
And that is a new catcher out there for Anoka. As the batter now will be Kelly. Strike 1 called. Caden Belisle has come in and taken over the catching duties for Anoka, and he's the one who just made that play. Two strikes now. And a wave and a miss. Good pitch from Hoffman for out number 2.
Number 88, Teddy Heller. 31, sorry. 31 is Chase Oxbow.
So good work by Hoffman so far. Now Teddy Heller is going to come up to the plate. And this ball is lofted. It's going to be a tough play. Can anybody get there? The answer is no. Perfectly dart. It's a dart throw out in between second, center, and right. And that'll be a single. And the inning will continue. So that's now 7 hits on in the ball game for the Aces.
13 batting, Logan Myers.
So I bring Myers back up to the plate. And a strike called. Another breaking ball pounded on the ground too short. Flip to second, and the side is retired. Good work by Hoffman. He worked around the single and is able to put up another 0 on the board, and we're still tied at 3 with the Bucks coming up in the bottom of the 6th when we come back.
Now pitching for the Aces, number 0, Wyatt Myers. first baseman, number 4, Austin Lane.
Back here inside of Castle Field, and it's a 3-3 ball game. And the Bucks are batting. Right back up the middle. Going to be a tough play, and it gets off the glove of Smith. Or make that Lou now, and that's going to go out into left field. So that should go down as a single.
Now batting.
It's a good start to the inning.
15, Hunter Smith.
And that's Lang, no longer pitching, but is still in the game now. So this will bring up Smith, and that's going to be a wild pitch. It almost hit him, and this is going to go to the backstop. And that one, I think, did hit him, or no. That also goes to the backstop. Sounded like it hit him there. So that's another wild pitch. The runner will move up another 90 feet. And there's the base hit, and that'll drive in a run. Anoka takes the lead on the RBI single from Smith.
Now coming back for our Bucks. Number 6, the center fielder, Jordan Saborabal.
And now, still into the game, after pinch running back in the previous inning. Runner on first base looks at a bunt, then pulls it back. This is Jordan Sivava Hong is batting now. One and one, and now 2 and 1. Now he rolls one through the hole to left field. That's another base hit. So Anoka has discovered the offense. A couple of hits this inning, and they've already taken the lead.
Now batting, number 33, Trey Seibert.
Now a mound visit here, some control issues really plaguing the Aces right now. There it is. That's a good pitch to get back over into the strike zone. So Savora Hong is on first. Smith is on second. And that one just missed. That was almost the same exact pitch. Three-one and popped up. Right side. Going to be a tough play if it's in play, and it was. But Abbas could not quite make what would have been a pretty impressive catch. Count is full on Nelson. 3 balls and 2 strikes. The pitch is ripped right back off the glove of the pitcher. How many can they get? 1 and 2. That's a double play. So just your everyday 1-6-4-3 double play to get the first 2 outs of the inning. And then Smith will take third in the frenzy. But that's big 2 outs to get if you're the Aces. Here's Nelson now. Or check that, make that Hoffman. Belial batting actually. Got it on the 3rd try. Belial came in to catch last inning, so Hoffman has departed this contest. And his first at-bat of the game. Ahead in the count, 2 balls and no strikes. And now 2-1. And there's strike 3. So what could have been a pretty dangerous inning there for the Aces, limited to just 1 run allowed. It's 4-3. Anoka has their first lead of the game through 6. Back in just a bit as we continue this contest.
YMCA time. Batting for the Aces. Second baseman number 17, Tyler now.
Welcome back inside of Castle Field in Anoka, and the Aces now trailing their first at-bats, or their next at-bats against Hoffman, and they'll get to do so with the heart of the order, 2, 3, and 4, Lunau, Abbas, and Plojas, and a big pop-up onto the infield, and a catch made by Smith for the first out of the inning.
Number 25, Sam Abbas.
So Abbas is the batter for the Aces now. One down in the inning. And this ball's crushed out into left field and deep. Back it goes, deep it goes, and off the wall. It is still in play, and Abbas will jog into second base with a stand-up double. He was in full home run trot mode around the bases. Didn't quite make it over the wall. I think it's all right because I don't think he probably, even if he was running hard out of the box, doubt he would have made third on that play. So he'll settle for the long one-out double. And now Knutson is the batter. This is in the spot of Plohaj. We're going to get another pinch runner here for Abbas. So I think his day is done.
That's pinch runner at second. Number 3, Connor Stoik.
Stoic will take over and run for Abbas. Just got to get my scorebook updated here. 2 balls and 2 strikes now. And that one just off the plate. So the count has been run full. Andover trying to get back into this game. Three balls and 2 strikes. The tying run is in scoring position, just 1 down in the inning. And that is a walk. So a walk to Knutson.
Baseman number 2, Carson Waddell.
So now Waddell having a pretty good day at the plate. Rough day at the field so far. And this is softly popped up onto the infield. Infield fly is called. So he's out either way.
Designated hitter number 18, Tyler Brick.
So that's a tough at bat for Waddell, and now it's going to be up to
Nate Oslin.
a pinch hitter now. Nate Oslin's going to come in. Oslin on the ground. This is going to be a tough play. Rolling, and Hoffman's just going to eat it. Probably a smart play by the Bucks southpaw to not try to throw that ball.
5, Charlie Hora.
But there is some trouble a brewing now as the bases are fully juiced. Good stop there. It's another pinch hitter. So both teams kind of starting to get into their benches just a little bit now. This is Charlie Hora batting now. the 1-0. The pitch is outside, so strikes got to start coming now. Tillman's coming over to give his pitcher a pep talk here. But I mean, you just gotta get a pitch over the zone here. You can't necessarily be walking a guy in this time. The base is loaded, up by 1. Grooved a fastball right over the middle, and boy, Hora did not miss that by much. And fouled it straight back, 2-1. 4-3 lead for the Bucks, trying to protect it. The bases are loaded for the Aces. 2-1, Hoffman deals. Swung on and fouled back. 2-2 now. The big pitch coming up. Hoffman trying to get the biggest out of the game for the Bucks. Can he do it here? They're still alive. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The lengthy at bat between Hora and Hoffman continues. Coming in cold off the bench, Charlie Hora. Another 2-2, just missed. So here we go, the ultimate payoff pitch. Bases loaded, 2 outs, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Hoffman, the left-handed pitcher against the lefty Hora. The delivery, and we'll do it again. Just let the drama and the intensity stew amongst this capacity crowd at Castle Field. Here we go. Another 3-2 pitch. The pitch, high fly, center field. It's deep, but not deep enough. It's caught by Hauge, and the inning is over, and the lead still intact for Anoka. We'll stretch from Castle Field, and the home team on top, 4-3. We'll be right back.
Batting for our Bucks, number 25, Will Check.
Top of the order is up now for Anoka. As strike 1 is taken by Check. And Check rolls this on the ground too short. And Kelly throws him out. That's out number 1.
Third baseman for the Bucks, number 18, Nate Tillman.
Here's Tillman now. Missing with the pitch there. By the way, new pitcher for Andover as Tillman with another single. Almost got eaten up by the infield grass, but it makes its way out into left field. And Tillman's good day continues. He's 2 for 4 now. But as I was saying before, new pitcher for the Aces, who did take over in the last inning. Wyatt Myers, number 0 for the Aces. And I believe making his first appearance for the squad. So did surrender that 1 run last inning. And this is right back to him. How many can they get? Out there, here's the turn, and that's another double play. The Aces have turned 3 of them today, and that allows them to work out of the 7th inning, still trailing by just 1. That was a quick one. We'll be right back for the 8th when we come in just a bit.
Now pitching for the Anoka Bucks, number 36, Lewis Hertling. Close to the end of the game, concession stand will close it up soon. Stopping by for some hot eats or cold treats. Also still have the food trucks rolling out in the parking lot. And of course, pumpkin jumping house. Just one more reminder, tomorrow here for Anoka, Legion alumni starting at 5:30. Playing a game here. Food trucks, music, and fireworks to follow at about 10 p.m. Now batting for the Aces, number 21, Nick Carlson.
Welcome back inside of Castle Field. And a fun contest here as we go to the top of the 8th. And the hosts, Anoka Bucks, are leading the Andover Aces by a score of 4-3. 6 more outs to play with for the Aces to try to work their way back into this game. 8, 9, and 1 due up. Kelly, Heller, and then Myers. But it would appear there's been a lot of going to the bench today for the Aces, especially lately. And this is, I believe, Nick Carlson, who is batting for Kelly. So another pinch hitter for the Aces. A big swing and a miss. Now the count is 0-2. One and two, that is, and now 2-2. Getting back to our caught up on the scoreboard here. Two. And we'll do it again, fouled back by Carlson. And that ball is going to get away from Belial. But nobody on, so it doesn't really matter. The count is full. By the way, new pitcher is on the mound for Anoka. And that is number 36, Lewis Hertling, who is now on the mound for Anoka. It's probably tasked to try to lock down this game. That's not a good start. That's a walk. And that'll put the 8 batter on. With a free pass.
Aces, number 31, Chase Oxborough.
And now we'll have yet another new entry here for Heller. Runner on first, Carlson. And that is a strike. So count is 1-1. Check on the runner Carlson at first. So this is Chase Oxborough, who is the batter now for Andover. Count is 2-1 to Oxborough. And now it's 3-1. So Hertling kind of has lost the plot here a little bit. Hertling deals, and that's way too high. And that's 2 straight walks to start the frame. And Andover, with the bat barely leaving the shoulder, has mounted a threat here in the 8th.
Now batting for the Aces, number 27, Drew Law.
So another new batter is coming up for the Aces. And this is going to be Drew Law. Pinch hit for Myers at the top of the order. So just a wholesale changes essentially almost top to bottom through the order. For the Aces, getting some different bodies in the mix. As for Law, not a lot of work on the year for him, just his 5th plate appearance of the season, and he struck out in 3 of them. So Hertling has the odds on his side here, but he's got to be able to find the zone. Runners on first and second, nobody out, top of the order at the plate. And first baseman all the way in. That's Lang over there playing first base now. Guarding against the potential bunt. No signs of any sort of bunt so far, and Hertling has responded well with 2 straight strikes. Now can he finish the job with the K? Very adventurous off second base. It's a good thing he looked, but instead it's a base hit out into left field. Holding up at second base. Or at third base is going to be Carlson. Station to station. Go the Aces, and they're loaded with nobody out.
Batting number 17, Tyler Luna.
Here's Lou now. First pitch, and that one nearly went to the backstop. One and 0 to Lou now. And he swings away and fouls it off. I don't even know if Harry Houdini himself could work his way out of this one with the lead still intact for Anoka. Now it's all about damage control. How can you limit and perhaps keep this game at the least tied? The Bender just missing outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Lunau, his 5th plate appearance of the game, has yet to record a hit. He's walked and scored once, but other than that, he's 0 for 3. Line, that's going to be caught. And every base runner was alert and made their way back to their bases. Good play by, I believe that's Smith out there. So that's going to be the first out of the inning.
Number 19.
So we'll check playing second base now. So wholesale changes out in the field. First out of the inning, and now the middle of the infield has retreated to potentially turn an inning-ending double play. And the corners remain in. The batter for the Aces standing in with an 0-1 count, and now it's 0-2. This is Jamison Kuznia, who is staring an 0-2 hole. And he struck him out. Hertling. Good morning, good afternoon, good night for out number 2. And that is a big 2 outs to get from Hertling.
Batting for the Aces, number 6, Jackson Knudsen.
This will bring up Jackson Knudsen. He walked his first time up after entering the game in the 6th. Got a plate appearance in the 7th. Still not an official at-bat yet to his name. But he's up in the biggest spot of the game so far. The base is loaded and 2 outs. And his team down by 1. One and 1. Fly ball left side, but that's going to reach the lawn chairs down the third base line. One ball and 2 strikes. A chance for Hertling to pull the Houdini act and get out of the inning unscathed. Here it comes, right on the hands. Good job to fight that one off by Knudsen. So we'll do it again. Still a couple pitches to work with here, though, for Hertling if you want to try to waste one. And instead, he just gets strike three, climbs the ladder, and works out of the jam. Bases loaded, nobody out, and the Aces score none. And the lead is secured. To the bottom of the eighth we go, and Anoka will try to add insurance for what they hope is their last time up when we come back.
Thanks for sticking around, everybody. Beautiful night for baseball here at Castle Field. Make sure you give a birthday shout out to the bullpen over there, Don Gowerluck. Happy birthday today. Hopefully you get fishing this weekend.
Welcome back inside of Castle Field, and Anoka, after having the bases loaded and nobody out against them in the top of the eighth, were able to escape with no runs allowed, and now they'll go to work in the bottom of the eighth. A pinch hitter in place of Piero. That's going to be Mike McGonigal, who will bat in his place against Myers, back out there for another inning of work. Yeah, if the Aces go on to lose this game, they're going to be thinking about that top of the eighth inning tonight. As you get the bases loaded, you got nobody out, and you got the part of the order that you want up. As McGonigal will roll one over to the right side, and the throw is made for the out. But 2, 3, 4 coming up. You know, those are the bats that you want.
Now batting, number 22, Jake Gons.
And not one of them could make a productive out. But good work by Hertling for sure, though, as well. You have to give him credit. Batting in the place of Lang is going to be okay. It's 0-2 now to Gauntz, the pinch hitter, and that's strike three called on the inside corner. So 2 down in the inning.
Shortstop for the Bucks, number 15, Hunter Smith.
Smith is going to remain in the game. And he'll bat here. He had in the count, 2 balls and no strikes, but there is 2 down in the inning. And fly ball will get out of play. Two and 1 pitch, that one missing. So now it's 3 and 1. The 3-1, Smith bounces it back to Myers. And that's it for the inning. Last chance for the Aces to try to tie this game. Trailing by 1, top of the 9th is on deck when we come back.
In the 9th, final inning. Andover Aces 3, Anoka Bucks 4. Now pitching for our Bucks is number 23, Josh Barker.
Welcome back here inside of Castle Field, and this is it for Anoka. Going to try to close out this game up by 1, and the arm on the mound, it's Josh Barker, who will come in to try to earn the save and close out this contest, get the Bucks to 7-5 and 4-4 in league play if they can. And Anoka, so far, the standings not quite in their favor, but you know, everybody is pretty closely packed. We showed you those standings earlier. We'll show them to you one more time, just in case you're curious. Here they are. The Aces currently sitting in 3rd, and the Bucks in 6th, but you can kind of see everybody is pretty closely packed together. Champlain Park's kind of running away with the conference, but in those guys from like 3 to 7, everybody is pretty tight. And remember, there are 3 spots on the line for the state tournament. So some spots up for grabs for any of these teams. As here's a hot shot out into left center field, long run, and a diving catch is not made. He dropped the ball, and I don't think he know it. Is he out? No, he's safe. He made its way back, but my goodness.
Now batting for the Aces, number 0, Wyatt Myers.
That was Waddell, I believe, who just absolutely cranked that one out into left center. That diving attempt coming up just short. Waddell thought that he was out, started looking like he was going to run back to the dugout, but that was still a live ball, and that nearly cost them. So, my goodness, how disastrous could that have been? And that bunt coming back, and now Waddell's got to hustle back, and he does get back in safely. But we got a lot at stake for, obviously, these 2 teams this season. And Anoka, they missed the state tournament last year, but they made it the 5 years in a row prior. So that's a streak that they want to try to restart again. Still a long ways to go before that, of course. And Andover made their first and only trip to state last year. There's the bunt down, and that's a pretty good one. And he is out. Not by much, though. Really close play, but the sacrifice works out to perfection. And now there's a runner in scoring position, and Andover will get to try again.
For the Aces, number 5, Charlie Hora.
So here's Hora now, and he batted in the 7th, and he flew out to center. And now, after failing to score with the bases loaded and nobody out with a chance to tie the game in the 8th, they got another runner in scoring position to try to score in the 9th, and here we go, aggressively. They're going to try to steal third, and there will be no throw. What a jump by Waddell. And that'll work. That's an easy way to take the extra 90 feet. Waddell just got a perfect jump on Barker, who just had no idea that he was going, and he was essentially 3/4 of the way to third before the pitch was even thrown. So now a meeting of the minds between catcher and pitcher is occurring. The rest of the infield has been drawn in, and Anoka will try to cut this run off at the plate if they can. And the Aces, this is a dangerous team. The winners of the 2025 Brennan Field Classic tournament in Hinckley, Minnesota. And an offense with a +21 run differential entering play today. So looking to put that, increase that number here. It's a good pitch. The bender sneaks its way back over there for a strike. 1-1 to Hora, and he reaches out and sprays it foul into the stands again. One and two is too high. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Up next for these two teams, they'll both get some time off for their next contest. But a big pitch coming up here. And it's a strikeout. That's a big get. And now there's 2 down in the inning.
Now batting, number 21, Nick Carlson.
Carlson is the last hope for Andover. Barker trying to wiggle out of yet another jam today for Anoka. Breaking ball called strike 1. Runner on third after that stolen base. But Anoka has not been easy today. Certainly have made things pretty hard on themselves. They had the 1-2-3 inning in the first, but since then, at least 5 have batted in all but 2 of the innings since. But they're trying to avenge the earlier loss on this field. Coming back on June 18th, a 7-4 loss. And now they're trying to seal a 4-3 win and even the season series up. And a couple more meetings still to come. 2-1, swing and a miss. And now down to the last strike. Barker against Carlson. The runner 90 feet away, that would tie this game. Here we go, the 2-2 pitch. And it's fouled. We'll do it again. Aces trying to overcome 3 errors today and draw this game into the bottom of the 9th at least. Another 2-2 pitch coming up. Barker hits a ground ball that goes foul. And the at-bat will continue. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Carlson, he drew a walk back in the 8th. He was the one who led off that bases loaded, no outs. And Andover's failed to score. Trying not to repeat that here. Good eye on the take. The slider misses, and the count is full with Oxborough waiting on deck. Should the game continue? Payoff pitch coming up. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Barker deals. It's ripped left field, and that's down, and the game is tied. Carlson comes through and delivers a clutch RBI single to tie the game at 4. What an at-bat by Carlson. And now Oxborough bats and takes ball 1. Big swing and a miss, but the ball gets away, and Carlson, he's going to take the extra 90 feet. As much as errors have been the issue today for Andover, wild pitches have been an issue for Anoka. And now the go-ahead run is in scoring position for Oxborough. And everybody's got the count wrong here. Count is 0-2 actually, so big pitch coming. And Barker deals, and this is popped up on the infield. Gonna be a tough play, and the catch is made. And the inning ends, but Andover, they've extended the game. They got that run they needed across, and the bottom of the 9th will be necessary tonight. 4-4 through 8.5, and the Bucks with a chance to walk it off and send this crowd happy, home happy in style. We'll see if that's what they were waiting for when we come back. Bottom of the 9th, and this city of Anoka, they've had this day circled on their calendars for pretty much the entire summer. They've got Fox 9 in the house, and a fun town ball matchup that has drawn a lot of people out from this community to Castle Field. And a lot of them have stuck it out through this entire contest that is approaching 3 hours old. In the bottom of the ninth here for the Bucks, a double clutch on the throw, and that's going to cost them. I'm not sure what happened there, but that is the third error from the third baseman today for Andover. So that's a good start to the inning.
Number 33, Trey Sybrant.
And that is Savora Hong, I believe, over there, who reached on that air. So a little bit of speed on the bases. And now the 8 batter coming up to the plate, and it will be Trey Sybrant who will bat in the place of Nelson. Sybrant in the air to center field, and that will be caught.
Pitch for the Bucks, number 2, Caden Lyle.
So Sybrant goes down for the outs, and now batting in the place of Belial. And the first pitch, actually, this is Belial who is batting, and he swings and fouls that one back. Trying to get this thing to the top part of the order are the Bucks, preferably not with 2 outs, you would imagine. And Savora Hong waits at first, and there he goes, and the pitch swung on and fouled back. The give and take there with the stolen base. Savora Hong had that base stolen, but I mean, that was a good pitch to swing at if you're Belial. He just missed it. See if Savora Hong risks running again, but he's probably still catching his breath over there at first base. 0-2, he stays, and the pitch is taken up high for a ball. Four, bottom 9. And there is one down in the inning. We'll check on him, and the ball gets away. Oh, man. And rounding second, going to try for third is Savora Hong, and he's going to make it in sliding. A lot of room over there down the first base side because that's where the bullpen is, and there's no fence that protects it. So that ball went all the way in into the bullpen. That was a long run. So just kind of an unfortunate break there for Andover with just the way that the Castle Field is constructed. And now here we go. The winning run is 90 feet away. Swing and a miss, and down goes Belial on strikes. So 90 feet away doesn't matter as much now.
Number 25, Will.
The sac fly won't do the trick to score that run, but that is the 5th error of the game for the Aces. And that is just been an absolute killer today for Andover. And now Czech trying to play the hero. Oh, took a big cut at that one. And he's down in an 0-2 hole now. And Czech has been the beneficiary of 2 Andover errors. He's reached twice on errors. He's 0 for 4 on the day. Czech bounces it back to the pitcher, and Myers underhand flip, and that's the inning. Let's play one more at least. This town is enjoying having the Fox 9 Town Ball Tour here. A little too much. That 9 innings wasn't enough. We'll have to play one more, and we'll have that when we come back. Here we go, extra innings from
27,
Castle Field in Andover, and the Fox 9 baseball town ball tour will continue for at least one more inning. And the top of the order is coming up for Andover. Anoka will also have a good part of their order that they want upcoming as well, the 2-3-4 part of the order. Law with a ground ball back to the pitcher, Barker, who's out there for another inning of work, and the underhand flip and gets the out. And thankfully, the around the horn isn't a part of the play. Otherwise, that might be trouble for Anoka as the ball flies into left field.
Number 17, Tyler Luna.
So there's one down in the inning, and Law has been retired, and now it's Luna. And did he swing? And yeah, they're going to say that he swung. Yeah. So Luna, that ball ended up hitting him. But after an appeal from Belial, they're going to say that he did, in fact, go around on that. So that's a really tough break and a painful one at that for Lunau. And now he is going to have to try to walk this off. The count is 0-1 on Lunau, and he is just trying to shake out his hand. His arm or whatever part of his body just got hit there to try to continue this at bat. It seems no worse for wear as Barker will stare him down again. Here it comes, the 0-1, breaking ball, fly ball, right field, long run, and not going to get there. That's a tough play to make out in right field.
Now batting for the Aces, number 19, Jameson Kadzina.
That's Jackson Hauge, who's out and right now. And he couldn't quite make that play. Now they got the runner on base. It's a good stop by Belial. By the way, there is worth mentioning maybe for anyone who's checking in on this contest and not quite familiar with the rules of town ball, but in extra innings, there is no runner at second base. They will continue to play, and they'll have to score one the old-fashioned way. Count is 1-1 here. And now 1-2. This is Kuznia, the batter here for Andover. Law now waits at first, and there he goes. And this is bounced through the hole. And Lunau is going to aggressively take third because he was stealing and going to get in there safely. So Andover has him on the corners now with just one down in the inning.
Batting number 6, Jackson Knudsen.
First and third, and now it's Jackson Knudsen batting in the cleanup spot after he entered the game for Plohaj earlier. We'll see if there's any first and third play here from the Aces. Not on that play, at least. Barker in another jam, trying to wiggle his way out. And that gets a swing and a miss from Knudsen. Corners in, middle back. Maybe to turn the inning-ending double play if they can. For the Bucks, infield. Fly ball, center field. This should score a run. As the catch is made, the throw is going to come in and be cut off, but Andover takes the lead. Jackson Knutson with the sacrifice fly that does the job for the Aces.
Now batting number 2, Carson Waddell.
So now there's 2 down. Oops. And now it's Waddell who will bat. The 0-1 is foul. So now it's 0-2. And just in case you were curious what our home run animation looked like, there it was. Just an accident, though. Apologies for that at home. Barker trying to get out of this with just the 1 run. 0-2 pitch is cued. Just foul. And so the at-bat will continue now. Andover already 1 across here in the top of the 10th, trying to add another. To right field, and Hauge will run this one down. And straight back to the dugout, where he will be due up to bat. And the Bucks need a run to try to continue this game. They got 2, 3, 4 due up, the right part of the order, but still trailing by 1. Gonna need to get one to keep playing on Fox 9 Town Ball Tour Day from Castle Field.
Now batting third baseman for the Bucks, number 18, Nate Tillman.
Back here inside Castle Field, and we're back for the bottom of the 10th, and it'll be the Anoka Bucks on a Fox 9 Town Ball Tour Day, trying to come back one more time. Tillman will lead things off. Anoka trailed this game 3-0. They came all the way back to tie it and then take the lead. It's Tillman with a big pop-up, drifting, and the catch is made at first base somehow. Kuznia tracking that one in the night sky, and then making a nice over-the-shoulder grab. Now it's Jackson Hauge, ever dangerous. And he flies one off to right field. And that one's dropped. Oh, wow. That's new life now for Hauge. So as impressive as that play was from Kuznia out in first base, that play might be equally as damaging out in right. So now Hauge with some new life to try and put another charge into a baseball. He just missed a home run his last time up. And here he rips one out into left, and that's going to get down for a hit. And the left fielder, they was certainly aware of the power that Hauge possesses because he was literally just about playing on the warning track.
Now batting for the Bucks, number 37, Logan Piero.
So the runner on first and one down in the inning. Count is 1 ball and no strikes as Piero has re-entered to hit in his spot here. Piero, fly ball, and Kuznia is over for another look, and he's not going to get there this time. And Jackson Hauge is at first base. And we talked about it earlier, but just how good he was with Kansas. Not much of the stolen base threat, though. He did not steal a single base during his entire season with the Jayhawks. And there's a swing and a miss from Piero. So now he's behind 1-2. Biggest pitch of the game coming up for Myers. And just missed. 2-2. And Andover, they played a lot of baseball lately, so they probably aren't really going to be changing pitchers unless it's absolutely necessary. Played nearly 18 innings of baseball yesterday, and now already 9.5 today. So they've only used 2 pitches. Tays lasted through 5 innings, and now this is the 5th inning of work for Myers. Two and two to Piero. Another one coming up. Piero on the ground. He's going to have to hustle down the line. They get one. The return throw. It's in time. 6-4-3 double play. And a cartwheel back handspring celebration for the Aces, who come from behind and come back to win this game. They controlled for most of it. And then they needed that comeback in the 9th and then win it in 10. As that is officially going to do it. What a game it was here in Anoka. Unfortunately for these fans, just unable to have that home team get the job done, but really impressive display of baseball by both these teams today, as the Aces able to overcome 5 errors on the game with 13 hits and 5 runs in order to win this game by a score of 5 to 4.
Enjoy your 4th of July weekend.
In 10 innings. So a tough break today for Anoka. They battled hard, came all the way back from a 3-0 deficit to take the lead 4-3, but then they blew it in the top of the 9th and then lose in 10 tonight. And now they are 0-2 against the Aces this year. And the Bucks, they fall to 6-6 on the year, 3-5 in the conference. Andover, they are victorious, 10-4 and 1 on the season, 3-1-1 in conference play. As I mentioned a little bit before, I never got to finish that thought, but up next for both of these two teams, some time off, and then the Bucks are in action against Centennial on July 7th. So these guys are going to get to enjoy their 4th of July weekends, as well as the Aces. They're going to get to enjoy their 4th of July weekends. They're not in action until 6 days from today, next Tuesday, on the road at the Hamel Hawks. And for those with the Fox 9 Town Ball Tour, next stop for the Town Ball Tour, that's going to be in Springfield. And that should be a fun one in Springfield for the next Fox 9 Town Ball Tour. And they're going to be, they've already hit a lot of cool spots. St. James, Shakopee, Avon, the Brownton one unfortunately got rained out, but they get to Anoka, Princeton on July 16th, Springfield next week on July 9th. The final 2 stops on the Fox 9 Town Ball Tour. And that is officially going to wrap it up for us tonight on our broadcast. What a fun game this was. Andover getting the job done by a score of 5-4 over Anoka in 10 innings. For all of you who stayed along with us for the entire ride, thank you so much for joining us. I had an absolute blast being in this environment and calling this game. And hopefully we can hear from each other again and we can get to do this again sometime soon. But for all of us from Game Time who produced this, thanks to Curtis, our camera guy today. My name is Anthony Winker, signing off. Thank you for joining us and have a good rest of your evenings and a good 4th of July, everybody, and we'll see you next time.